afternoon, everyone. This is Terry Littlefield, and we are at WeSPARK Cancer Support Center. Thanks for joining. Our theme today is peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace. So if you want to take a comfortable seat, that can be on a couch, a chair, or I'm sitting on a yoga blanket kind of folded like this. And just as soon as you cross your legs, let your hands rest, palms facing up or down, but a comfortable seat. And again, you can be in a chair. But once you do, if you're seated like I am, once you cross your legs, just trick yourself and go the other way. We usually go the favorite, so it's kind of nice to shake things up. And then you see if you can find peace with that. I'm going to share a quote. It's from an unknown author. I apologize, I don't know who said this, and it is titled, Peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. Easier said than done. But let's think about that today as we breathe. You can let your eyes close. Again, palms can be up or down. And as you inhale and exhale here, perhaps you'll incorporate the mantra, inhaling, I am, exhaling, peaceful. And really let that word sink in around the heart, around the belly, throughout your body. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, peaceful. Just say it silently to yourself, and we'll do a few breaths. Notice if your mind wandered and come back to your mantra. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, peaceful. 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, bring your hands to touch in front of your heart center. Just notice the connection between your fingers, your thumbs, the palms of your hand. Maybe feel your heart beating. You can let go of the mantra, but you can grab it whenever you'd like. But from our hearts outward now, we'll send some peace to someone or some place that could use a little extra today. You send that from your heart outward. And then release your arms, softly blink your eyes open, and we'll start with some circles. We're going to do traditional circles with the head and the neck first, though. I want to use the nose, like you have a crayon on your nose, and you're drawing a circle with your nose. I always find this very humbling. How hard can it be to draw a circle? But if you could see my circle, it feels a little bit bumpy, and there's part of it that feels a little rectangle-y. So notice what your circle is like, and then switch direction. Like my whole body wants to help, and I'm just trying to draw a simple little circle. One more in this direction. Good. And then let your chin drop down toward your chest. Try to keep long in your spine so there's a lot of space for breath, but the chin is kind of reaching down. And then you'll take your left ear to your left shoulder, and then back chin to chest, and right ear to right shoulder, and chin to chest. You can continue like that. A teacher once said to me, it's like you're drawing a smile with the crown of your head by going side to side. If you would like, you can go all the way around. It's like you're looking up at the sky, but you make space in your neck the whole time. Notice your breath and notice your attention. If it's outward somewhere with your afternoon errands, just come back to your breath. Switch directions when you're ready. Look at all the nice stars. Unrushing. One more in this direction, all the way around. And then chin to chest. And you might use your hands and your fingertips to go. Bring them to your face, your forehead, and gently help your head rise back up. And then we are going to use index fingers, and then we'll add some fingers. But first, fingers come to your inner eyebrows. And I actually want you to think about spreading out your eyebrows. Let this feel good as you roam out toward the side, toward your temples. And then go back to the inner eyebrow, running your fingers along. I'm adding a little bit of pressure. You'll do what is right for you today. Trying to spread out the space between your eyebrows. One last time. Inner eyebrows all the way out. And then you'll add another finger, the middle finger and the index, massaging your temples. Just pick one direction. You can be as gentle as you like. And then you'll switch direction. Just stretching out the sides of the temples, the sides of your skull. It's so interesting how much tension we can hold in our faces. And then we'll let all the fingers become involved as you make your way down the jawline. I'm taking my thumbs underneath my jaw and the other fingers along the jawline. I'm sure this looks outstanding on camera. It feels outstanding. Just massage along the jawline with your thumbs underneath. One more time. So good. And then a very light, super light tap, tap, tap. All around the cheeks, the chin, up to the temples, tapping, along the eyebrows, tapping, your forehead, tapping, all the way up onto the head, tapping, 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 tapping. And then just release your hands. Let your eyes close again and notice your breath. You might incorporate the mantra again for a few breaths. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, peaceful. then you'll bring your arms into a cactus arm. So we're taking, instead of cat-cow today on hands and knees, I'm going to turn to the side. We're taking it with this cactus arm. So you'll inhale and arch, and you can reach the chest, and then exhale, you round and draw yourself in. And then inhale, arching, and exhale, rounding. If it's not good with cactus arms, you can leave your arms somewhere on your legs. Inhale, arching, and exhale, rounding. Move with your breath. So many good ways to move the spine. This is extension and then flexion. Let's take 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one, if you're using cactus arms, inhale and exhale. And then you'll come back to hands wherever they're comfortable. I'd say palms down this time as we make some circles. Just gonna roam around. If you're in a chair, you'll want to scoot forward a little so that you have space to do this, maybe on the edge of the chair or the couch. So interesting sometimes the noises that you'll hear as the body moves. One more time in this direction, and then we switch. Allow your body to breathe as you move. It will find its own way. One more. And then come to center and let your arms come out to the side. You're going to float up and over. If my arm goes out of the frame, don't worry. I just have really long arms, but I'm just going side to side, stretching out the side body. It's another way for the spine to move called lateral flexion. It feels really good. You can think about space in your waist and your rib cage. And you are more than welcome to adjust and just do the side bend if it's too much adding the arms. There's always, always options. Sometimes I think I'm in charge, and then I remember I'm not in charge at all. You are. Just a couple more each side. Keep your buttocks rooting down. Whatever you're seated on, root down into that as you side bend. Last one, and last side. Good, and you come back to center. So I'd like to do a little bit of work with the feet today, and then we'll come down onto our backs. This is, you may again want to be in a chair for this, but I want you to be able to access your toes. So that might look like this, or it might look like this if you're in a chair. So hopefully you can access your toes because this is so good. So I'm going to try to make it very clear that we're holding the big toe and the second toe and we're moving them. So if it were fingers, it would look like this. So just back and forth, back and forth. Be very gentle. I've been doing this quite a bit lately, so I can really get in there and move my toes, but you're not trying to dislocate the toes, but just give them some love. And then you move down, second toe and third toe. If you can't see this, you better send me an email. I'll make a close-up video of my toes. It feels so good. And then we move down again, third toe and fourth toe. And then last, fourth toe and pinky toe, just moving them. One reaching down, one reaching up. Good. And the next part will be the big toe and the second toe. First, the big toe goes under and then over. Under and over. So now it's like this and this, like you're making a fingers crossed and then other way. Under and over. I so wish I could see your faces right now and the joy that it's bringing you to be with your toes. And then second toe, third toe, one goes under, one goes over, one goes under, one goes over. And then third and fourth toe. The great news is we only have 2 feet. And then fourth toe and pinky toe, under and over, under and over. And then there is one last part on this side. You are extending, you're trying to gently pull the toe. So not pushing in, but pulling out, and then a little wiggle. Some of you might remember this little piggy went to the market. It's kind of like that. So second toe, a little pull and a little wiggle. Third toe, little pull and a little wiggle. Gentle. Little pull, fourth toe, wiggle. And pinky toe, pull and wiggle. And then we switch sides. All right. Big toe, second toe, and they're just first going back, forth, back, forth. I think one up, one down. I think that will be clear. Our feet are amazing. 100 to 200,000. I realize that's a really big difference in numbers, but I've read both. Nerve endings in each foot. So there's a lot happening here, and really we just don't give them so much love. So this is just a little bit with toes. Second toe and third toe, one up, one down. One up, one down. And then third toe, fourth toe. And fourth toe, pinky toe. How's your breath? Peaceful with your toes. And then we do the over, under, over, under. So big toe, second toe, over, and then switch. Over, under, over, under. And second toe, third toe. And third toe, fourth toe. And fourth toe, pinky toe. And then this little piggy went to the market. We start with the big toe. You give it a little gentle pull and a wiggle. And then second toe, a little pull and wiggle. Third toe, fourth toe, gentle pull and wiggle, and pinky toe. Pull and wiggle. Good. Thank you for playing along. Let's come down now onto our backs, and I actually want to, well, I'll use that other blanket in a moment. So I have another blanket here, but just a pillow if you need one for underneath your head. Just come down for a moment into Ardha Shavasana, knees bent and feet flat on the mat, and let your arms rest by your sides. I want to take a few breaths here and really focus on the toes and the feet where you just were. And you might again inhale, I am. Exhale, peaceful. But notice the energy and the feeling in your feet and your toes. Few more breaths. And then you can let the mantra land in your heart. Keep it there until we use it again. And let's move up so we have some hips and some thighs, taking the feet a little wider than your hips, and then just gently windshield wipers. So I'm not even going to the ground. You might want to let your legs, and I'll show that, fall all the way to the side, but you don't have to. Every little bit counts. Kind of rolling across the sacral area, just below your low back. And let this feel really good. Few more times, and then we'll add something. I find it so interesting to let my head move as my legs move. Oftentimes the head just wants to get frozen in place. So just let your gaze roll side to side as your legs roll side to side. You might even close your eyes once you get the movement. And this one is really nice to do in bed. Right before sleep, or honestly right when you wake up. Just a little gentle movement for the body. One more time, each way. And then you come back to center. Bring your feet closer together and hug your knees into your chest. So you can be perfectly still here, or you might like to rock side to side, or your third choice, maybe you want to take the legs around in a circle. You can switch direction. And then bring your feet back down, and we'll take thread the needle. So your left ankle comes across your right thigh, and you might already be super happy about this place and you can stay. Otherwise, you can bring your legs toward your body and hold your right thigh or your right shin. Lots of breath into the outer left hip or along the left leg. And I want to, if you had a strap or something, if the leg is too much, you can add a strap to hold on. Or if you're really wild, you could take your foot on a wall. It's super groovy to take your foot on a wall in this stretch. Just be mindful not to overdo. A few more breaths on this side. And slowly release. And take the right ankle past the left thigh. Notice, this might be enough, or maybe you bring the legs toward you and hold shin or thighs. So the stretch, buttocks, hip, sometimes IT band area, it depends. And each time you practice could be different. You just show up each day as you are and you practice and you investigate. Few more breaths on this side. And this time when we release, let both legs float up and both arms float up. Resting bug. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe look at the amazing space between your toes that you created. And you might roll ankles and wrists. Most importantly, breathe. Peaceful here, completely supported. Legs and arms floating. And then hug your knees in. And roll to one side. Gently press yourself up. I want to make a very gentle back bend using one of the blankets. So usually in a yoga studio, you pick them up kind of in this square shape, and then you can unfold it so you have this big rectangle. We're just going to fold the rectangle in thirds. So it's this long, skinny blanket roll now. And I'm going to be lying down on this with this top part just about where the bra line is. So sometimes takes a little bit of maneuvering. Yeah, this is nice. So it's a little opening with the chest and the blankets kind of running along the rest of the spine. And then you have a few things that you can do with the legs. If it's comfortable, you could straighten them all the way out and allow them to be floppy. It's nice space along the hip flexor, the hip crease here. If this feels like too much, trust that and bend your knees. Take them a little, your feet a little wider, and let your knees fall together. Arms can stay by your sides, or I'm going to give one more option for arms. Cactus arms. Find full inhales and exhales here, and let's go back to the mantra. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, peaceful. Allow your face to soften. Let your body sink into the blanket. You're more than welcome to stay here for the next few moments, but I want to show the Shavasana today, the final resting pose for today. So to come out of this, you just gently roll to the side and then you move the blanket. Just move it out of the way. Let your legs stretch out. If you need a pillow, make sure you set yourself up for that. And then your arms are by your sides for Shavasana. This is really the whole point of the practice, coming here to this final resting pose for today's practice. So stay as long as you like. Set a timer for 10, 12, 15 minutes if you have that, but it's so important. Let everything go and allow yourself to breathe. I'm not going to talk anymore, but I'll see you next time. So from us at WeSPARK Cancer Support Center and Terry, namaste.